The Lost Boy. Alex was only 5 years old when he got lost. It happened in a big city. He was walking with his parents. The street was crowded with many people. Alex saw a colourful toy shop. He let go of his mother's hand and ran to see the toys. When he turned back, his parents were gone. Alex was scared and cried loudly. People walked by, but no one stopped to help. A kind man saw Alex and asked, "Are you lost?" Alex nodded, wiping his tears. The man took him to a police station. The police tried to find Alex's family, but they could not. Days turned into months, and Alex lived in an orphanage. Time passed, and Alex grew up. He learned to work hard to survive. He fixed cars in a workshop. He never stopped thinking about his family. Why didn't they come for me? He often wondered. His heart was filled with anger and sadness. Alex became strong and smart as he grew older. Life was not easy for him. He worked long hours in the workshop. His hands were rough from fixing cars. The pay was little, but he needed the money. He lived in a small, dark room alone. Sometimes at night he stared at the ceiling and thought of his family. "I wonder where they are now," he said to himself. But the anger in his heart remained. "Why didn't they find me?" he whispered in frustration. Years passed, and Alex learned to live with his pain. He trusted no one and kept to himself. The people at the workshop liked him, but Alex never made close friends. One rainy afternoon, while fixing a car, a young boy came near. "Sir, can I help?" the boy asked with a smile. Alex looked at the boy and saw himself from long ago. The memory made his heart ache. "You should be with your parents," Alex said quietly. The boy nodded. "They're waiting for me inside." The boy's words stayed in Alex's mind long after he left. One sunny morning, Alex was at work as usual. He had grease on his hands and sweat on his forehead. The sound of tools echoed in the workshop. Suddenly, a fancy black car pulled up. Two well-dressed people stepped out. They looked around as if searching for something. Alex continued working, not paying attention, but the man and woman came closer. "Excuse me," the woman said softly. Her voice trembled. "Are you Alex?" Alex froze. He felt his heart race. "Yes, I'm Alex," he said cautiously. The woman's eyes filled with tears. "I'm your mother," she whispered. Alex couldn't believe his ears. He looked at the man. "I'm your father," the man said, his voice low. Alex wiped his hands and stood still, confused. His parents were right there, after so many years. But instead of joy, anger filled his heart. "Where were you?" Alex asked coldly. His mother tried to explain. "We searched everywhere," she said. "But you were gone." Alex shook his head. "For 20 years, you just gave up?" His father sighed. "It's a long story, son." Alex's chest tightened. Memories of hard days and lonely nights rushed back. "I don't know if I can forgive you," he said bitterly. His mother's tears fell onto the ground. "Please," she begged, "give us a chance." Alex turned away. Alex stood in silence for a long time. His heart was heavy with anger and pain. The memories of his hard life came back. He remembered sleeping on cold streets. He remembered working long hours with no rest. He remembered being alone when he was sick. His mother spoke again, her voice shaking. "We never stopped thinking about you." Alex clenched his fists. "I didn't need your thoughts, I needed you." His father lowered his head in shame. "We made mistakes," he admitted softly. "But we are here now, trying to fix them." Alex's face was hard. 20 years too late," he said bitterly. "You can't erase what happened." His mother wiped her tears. "We just want to know you again." Alex looked away, his heart confused. The workshop was quiet. Only the sound of distant cars could be heard. "I built this life by myself," Alex said. "I didn't need help from anyone." His father nodded sadly. "And we respect that," he said. Alex sighed deeply. "Why now? Why after all these years?" His mother spoke with a trembling voice. "We never stopped searching, Alex. We finally found you." Alex's eyes softened, but the pain remained. Alex sat down on a wooden chair. His hands trembled slightly. His father and mother stood near him. The room was filled with silence. The air felt heavy with emotions. "I worked every day to survive," Alex said. "I had no family, no help, and no love." His voice was sharp and cold. His mother looked at him with sad eyes. "We know you suffered," she whispered. Alex looked at his rough hands. "These hands built everything I have now." His father stepped forward carefully. "We are proud of you, Alex," he said softly, "but we are sorry you had to do it alone." Alex's heart ached with old wounds. He wanted to push them away, but he couldn't. "You can't just walk back into my life," Alex said firmly. "You lost that chance years ago." Tears filled his mother's eyes again. "We just want to be with you now," she pleaded. Alex stared at the floor, thinking. The years of loneliness had made him hard. "I don't know if I can forgive you," Alex admitted. His father nodded slowly. "We will wait, Alex. We will always wait." The room stayed quiet after Alex's words. His parents didn't leave. They sat with him. The ticking of the old clock filled the silence. Memories from the past flooded Alex's mind. He thought about the nights he had slept hungry. He remembered working in the hot sun, all alone. But now, his parents were here. They looked older and weaker. Time had not been kind to them either. His mother's hands were thin and wrinkled. His father's hair was completely grey. Alex wanted to stay angry, but it was hard. Deep down, he had always missed them. "I don't know if I can forget the past," Alex said. His father sighed. "Neither can we. But we can try to build a future," his mother added softly. Alex looked at them both. Maybe they deserved one more chance. "I'll think about it," he said quietly. His mother smiled through her tears. "That's all we ask," she whispered. The sun was setting outside. A soft orange light filled the room. It felt like the start of something new. Maybe forgiveness wasn't impossible after all.